We've designed a few decorative birdhouses the last couple years, but our current mounting post looks a bit unbalanced without a birdhouse on the left side. So let's add one for spring. For this design, I drew some inspiration from a mid-Michigan Octagon barn and thought a bird Barndominium would look pretty cool. For this project, I'll need a piece of 1x6 rough-sawn cedar about 4 feet long, and for the roof covering, I'll need a small roll of 2-inch wide copper tape. I'm also using some darker hardwood for trim on the house and some 1/4-inch walnut dowels with a bit of copper wire for a decorative fence. The roof structure will be cut from a thin piece of project-size plywood. Mine happened to be 5mm thick. Also, because the birdhouse will be quite heavy, I'll need a sturdy branch or a post to mount it. More on that later. The heart of this octagon design will be in the cutting of these 8 individual wood blocks. Each of them will be 8 inches long and 2.5 inches wide with bevel cuts on both sides at 22.5 degrees. We'll cut our 1x6 cedar down to 4 8-inch long pieces first, cutting around any knots in the process. Next, we'll rip those 8-inch pieces down to 2.5 inches wide, and we'll wind up with 8 working sides to our Barndominium. The tricky part to this build will be in cutting the bevels on both sides of each piece exactly at 22.5 degrees. A digital angle finder can help set up the proper blade position. With 3/4 inch thick lumber, we can set our rip fence at 2 3/16 inches away from the blade, and we'll wind up getting a pretty close to perfect bevel cut to the outer edge of each wood block. Both sides of each block will need to be cut, and be sure to leave your rough sawed side up for all of these cuts. The bird entry hole will be centered 2 inches down from the top of one of the blocks. A 1 1/8 inch Forstner bit works really well here. I'm also adding a 1/4 inch hole a 1/2 inch down from the bottom of that same bird hole to accept a 1/4 inch dowel for the bird's perch. And yes, Michigan smacked us in the face with an overnight snowfall, which wound up melting later in the day. One optional trim decision you can make is to add some thin wood strips between your 8 blocks for a little more bling, but this is not really required for the project. I just happen to have some dark wenge handy in my back room. Adding strips like this doesn't impact the cut angles at all and only adds a 1/4 inch to the overall house width. With or without that extra wood trim, it's time to line up all 8 pieces bevel side down and up against a straight edge. With all the blocks touching edge to edge, I added some masking tape across all of those pieces, pressing the tape down for a decent bond. I flipped that row over and then began spreading glue on all of the surfaces. Having that tape then allows us to roll up those octagon pieces and hold all the glued edges together. A little more tape on the final seam keeps the blocks together until the glue dries. For the roof, we'll need a small piece of project-size thin plywood for the roof triangles. We'll start by cutting the plywood down to a piece that's 4.5 inches in width. We'll also create a cardboard triangle template 3 inches wide by 4.5 inches tall, and use that to mark out our cuts on the plywood. It's easiest to cut these on the bandsaw, but almost as easy to use a handsaw to make these straight cuts too. With a little sanding, my triangle roof panels are ready for some actual copper bling. Depending on the quality and smoothness of your plywood, it's best to keep the smoothest side down on the work table for this step. The underside of each piece can be joined together with some duct tape or metal tape just to align the roof pieces together. pull those last outer two edges together and we'll tape the roof structure closed. It'll be a little floppy until we can add the copper tape on the other side. We'll need 16 pieces of tape at 6 inches long for the roof. Before applying the tape, I'll also add some spray glue to the rooftop to ensure a good bond. The tape is actually pretty sticky, so not sure that this is mandatory, but I did it anyway. As the roof sits on top of the Octagon house, it'll keep its shape while applying the copper tape. I'll do the seams first, applying the tape from the top down the center of the seam with about an inch of tape left over at the bottom. With all the tape pressed into place, I flipped the roof over to wrap the extra tape to the underside of the plywood. The tape is pretty fragile, but you can work with it. It folds over nicely and it presses down flat and holds its shape. A second layer of tape will cover the open wood areas and double up the tape towards the top of the roof. I left a bit of the tape above the top of the roof line so that I could cover the peak, folding over and pressing down the tape with each strip. The bottom lengths of the tape were again folded over on the inside of the roof. It looks pretty kick-ass when fully covered. I also wasn't sure how hot the copper might get in the summer, so I cut a custom-fit piece of styrofoam for the roof, hot gluing it in place. Now for a little more optional bling. I thought that an awning might look pretty cool over a fake door, so I made a couple of small cuts on a scrap piece of cedar and then sanded down an angle on the front. 2 small pieces of copper tape would be enough to wrap the top and bottom of the awning, and I took my time to wrap it tightly and then trim off the extra folds. It actually makes a really nice complement to the roof. The fake door was just a couple of leftover strips of that dark hardwood that I'll simply hot glue on the front of the Barndominium. A round-headed push pin will make a pretty cool doorknob that'll get fixed in place with a little CA glue. The awning gets hot glued in place too, but some small trim nails will help secure the awning to the front of the house. Because of the weight of this design, it really shouldn't be hung by a hook or a cord from its copper roof. It really needs to be mounted on a base attached to a post or maybe a bracket attached to a tree. This tree round needs a little cleanup and it'll make for a great platform to hold the house and some added fence trim too. The inside floor of the birdhouse needs to be traced out on a small piece of that same cedar plank and then cut out to fit inside the base. With the Barndominium situated on the wider base, I marked up some locations for decorative fence posts and drilled them in on the base for that same 1/4 inch dowel. Smaller holes were also added for copper wire to serve as part of each fence. The dowels were then hot glued onto the base and the copper wire fence was trimmed to fit. I needed a 2-foot length of a tree branch and my rescued branch needs some cleanup. It was trimmed and then cut at a 45-degree angle for mounting to our existing birdhouse post. The birdhouse platform was mounted to the post in preparation for its final install. There were still a couple things that needed to be wrapped up, including the nailing of the roof to the Octagon house and the installation of the perch. I also pre-drilled in a couple holes for exterior deck screws on the house, making it easy to install and then easy to remove for any annual cleaning. This was a really cool and fun little project, and the Octagon Barndominium looks pretty great alongside our other 2 birdhouse projects. Free plans are available for all 3 birdhouses on thefamilywoodworker.com under the Free Stuff tab, or you'll find a direct link in the video description. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. We really don't ask for memberships or donations of any kind, so your thumbs up, subscription, and comments really do help our channel grow. Take care.